Okay, so they obviously they had the Jimmy G option, the Brock Purdy, the Trey Lance option.
Very safe options, yeah.
Except for Trey Lance. Trey Lance is not safe, but both the other ones are. Well, I guess Trey Lance is not safe, but it's not.
It's not off the wall.
Yeah, it's not off the wall, right? You gave up some draft capital. Here's my thing. They're hesitant to move off Lance because they gave up that draft capital. I think your mistake would be not pivoting off it fast enough. Right? Like, I think for somebody, he might be kind of valuable, right? He's a young guy. He still has a lot of potential. Big, can move, big arm, right? Needs a little bit more refining, but has potential. But this is a win now roster in San Francisco. It's not hey, in 3 years when he's a really good quarterback and really talented, then it's perfect. It's no. It's right now. But on the flip side, so I'm just going to say a team, kind of some characteristics of it on paper, right? So the quarterback in question is a free agent. Not aging, but he's not young. He's 32. Okay, so they're going to be, probably looking to get younger. They have a really young nucleus. So their outlook is the future. So they could go young. Okay. Right? They could still build for another year or two, go young, and then really, really pop in a year or two. Okay? Have some cap space, have a really nice draft capital to keep building around this young nucleus. So none of that is congruent with the path of this veteran quarterback. Okay? Right. Sounds perfect. So you have a team that has a young quarterback to give up, a team that needs a young quarterback, has the time to build around the young quarterback, and a team that is a win now, so they could use the veteran. Seattle and Geno Smith.
All right.
He's an unrestricted free agent, so you don't have to worry about trading him in division because it's not their decision to trade him. He's done. He's an unrestricted free agent. He can go anywhere he wants. And so what you're telling me? I'm looking at some reports that he's expected to make $40 million annually on this next contract. Yeah, Geno's playing like an MVP for 8 weeks. Now, look, I wouldn't pay him $40 million a year, but that's what the market bears for somebody who plays like an MVP for half the season.
No.
I mean, it's a quarterback-centric league. It's true.
You have to get the number right in this situation. That has to be, you have to get the number right. Because if you get stuck, we've seen so many teams get stuck.
Okay, right, so that's what I'm saying for Seattle. Seattle can't afford to get stuck with this young nucleus. They cannot afford to get stuck on a bad contract for 4 years.
Yeah,
they can't do it.
But neither can San Francisco.
But they can. They can mortgage some of their future for winning now. If you sign Geno for 2 years...
And that's a big swing because he's got to hit.
2 years, $80 million. If it doesn't work, you're already rebuilding after 2 years anyway because Kittle's going to be aging and probably retiring in 2-3 years. Trent Williams is going to be retired by then. You'll have Bosa and Warner. You'll have some of the guys on defense, but your offense is going to be aging, beat up. Do you think Christian McCaffrey's going to be Christian McCaffrey in 2 years?
No.
Debo plays really physical. Is he at his peak?
Probably.
Maybe, but we'll see. I would argue that he's probably on the back end of his peak at that point.
Yeah.
So you're going to rebuild in 2-3 years anyway. So even if it's a bad contract, you eat the contract for 2-3 years, right? Because you're already going to rebuild after that anyway. So even if it flops, you're still going to rebuild.
Just start over.
If it hits, though, you maybe win a championship.
And you
maybe make a run.
And you maybe look like the smartest freaking GM alive.
I don't think it's crazy. What Seattle can't afford to do is get trapped in a bad contract. They can't do it with this young core.
You're right.
That's the last thing they need is a really bad veteran quarterback.
They have a really good run game in Kenneth Walker, and
what they could use is a young quarterback. So and I threw out the Trey Lance thing. That's if San Fran would cut bait with him. Who says they are? They don't have to. But what if Green Bay says, all right, we'll re-sign Aaron, but Jordan Love's then I want traded. Because at this point, Jordan Love wants to play. He wants to play football.
Yeah.
All right?
How long are you going to sit behind the old privileged quarterback?
I think if Aaron comes back, I think Jordan Love requests a trade. I'm not even saying you have to go draft a guy, which I think they should probably go draft a guy, but you can go get a young quarterback that's still in the league, like Jordan Love, who has talent. He's been in the league for 4 or 5 years. Well, it'll be his 4th year. I don't think it's crazy.
Geno Smith is interesting because at first
you're like, no shot.
It's a shock because this past season was a shock with Geno.
Right.
He hasn't looked good in 8 years.
But I mean, you look at his intent, 6'3", 210, can move a little bit, and good arm, pretty accurate.
And this is why I don't think it would be a complete miss either way. Brock Purdy looked good in the system.
Yeah, and Geno's a veteran.
A rookie, Mr. Irrelevant, looked good. I think they're going to be all right with any sort of veteran quarterback.
Geno did that this year with Pete Carroll at head coach. No, and I like Pete, but he's not an offensive genius. I don't think it's crazy.
That's a proposition, I'll tell you.
Geno Smith is the answer, I think.
I like.
I think it's a dark horse pick, but
we were talking a little bit before we started. I like Lamar. Now, Lamar to San Francisco could be interesting because I'm not 100% sure that Baltimore is going to pick up that contract.
Well, I don't think they're going to. Yeah, I don't think they're going to sign him.
No,
but I think they're going to just. I think they're just going to franchise tag him. I think they're just going to franchise tag him. Say that sucks.
I don't know.
My issue.
Could you imagine that those weapons? And you add Lamar,
but he wants so much guaranteed money. I don't know where the money's coming from. You're paying Kittle, Bosa, Warner, Debo, McCaffrey. Like where?
But if he could take a bit of a pay cut to go to that organization, now that's a Super Bowl team. That is a Super Bowl team.
But if he wouldn't take a pay cut to stay in Baltimore, which is also a really good organization, I don't think they're quite San Francisco. But they're not act like
close to San Francisco.
That's not true at all. I think they're a tier down, one tier down.
I don't know.
I'd put historically, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, probably New England. Is Baltimore not like the next step down? Like a Baltimore, Dallas.
They are, but they just don't win enough. I don't know.
But they're always good.
There are so many. This is going to be a really fun offseason because I think there's going to be a lot of movement in a lot of key positions and guys on the move that you don't think would have ever been on the move.
I mean, you're going to have Derek Carr on the move, Jimmy G, Carson Wentz find a new home. What's Baker do? Once
Aaron gets back from his hike.
Aaron, we'll see if his isolation and darkness and whatever it is, deprivation, I don't know, whatever. If that works out for him.
He's going in the cryo chamber.